Hola, boa tarde, Martin here. It's time to get out and grow. Well, actually, it's time to sit back and listen to head gardener Lee McGrady answer a few questions with the whole purpose of getting out and growing here in Portugal. How are you doing, head gardener?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, very well.
You're looking pretty relaxed, I have to say. Excellent. And how's your weather down there? It's a bit overcast. Say again?
I don't feel very relaxed. I'm just rushing around to get here on time.
Oh, so, bless you. Thank you for doing that. We really do appreciate it. So let's see what we can do to help Lee chill out. Now he's back in the potting shed there. Anna, how are you? We'll notice that John's away. It's his birthday today. So parabéns, I'll say to you, John. I hope you're having a great afternoon. Yeah, happy birthday, mate. Anna, how are you? How's South Devon looking today?
It's looking good. My phone is, my laptop's telling me it's humid and now it's partly sunny. So it's, reasonably mild. I think the only trip out I've had so far was a dental appointment, so not looking forward to the next one. Got to have something done, so yes. So this will help take my mind off it. But
well, that's good.
Yes.
I'm so glad. And you've got loads of questions ready, I think, for us this afternoon. Anna, let's say a few hellos. We've got Tony Baldilocks here. Hola todos from California. How you doing, Tony? Great to have you here. Pete's in as well. Boa tarde, alegria. That doesn't rhyme quite in the same way, does it? I wonder if we can get Philomena to help us with that, something that rhymes with boa tarde rather than the bon dia alegria there. Can you think of anything, Mrs. M? No, she can't. Paul Williams is in, but Dad, how are those plants that Mrs. M slipped your way there, Paul? Sharon's in too. Hola, boa tarde. Happy for the rain. Yes, a bit of rain in Portugal. Sintra way, right, Sharon? And boa tarde todos from a cloudy central Portugal. Louise, you have sent us the most beautiful Madeiran video, which I'll be delighted to play. You're going to love this, Lee. I suspect you might think to yourself after seeing it that we should have a trip, a gardening club trip to Madeira. It's a really beautiful video. Thank you so much, Louise, for organising that. Fiona and Simon?
I'm live online. What you do it every time. Sorry.
It's all right. Well, we'll let Lee sort that out off screen. Hello and good evening from Cy and Fee, not Cy and Fi, Cy and Fee in central England. And Maria Souza also here, Portugal. Laugh, laugh, wink, wink, smile, smile. Can't be bad, can it? Maria Souza, thank you for being here this evening. So then, Anna, should we get straight into those questions? Actually, no, I know what we've got, because I wasn't sure. We were talking before the show, weren't we, Anna, about whether we'd played this video of the bees buzzing, collecting pollen, going about their business. I think this is a really nice way to chill. Just 20 seconds of this, and then we'll get into the questions. Feel better already. Was that you as well, Louise, who sent us that video of the bees buzzing about and the orange blossom there? Absolutely beautiful. Over to you then, Anna.
Okay, I think this is a fairly new question, but we have a question from Iris, who's in Nazaire, and she says she was talking to her nephew in the UK who has a blueberry plant in his garden, and she was wondering whether blueberry plants would grow well in Portugal and where she might find one. And as a little live stream suggested it would also be great to know if there are any gardening shows or events near Portugal.
Yeah, good question. Two there.
Blueberries do really well here, and they're available widely at the right time of year. They come in canes with little bags on the bottom, and they're available in supermarkets and in garden centres. And they should be coming in the next few weeks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So just look out for them. And never buy one, always buy two, because the cross-pollination is fantastic with them. It really helps.
Very good. It's one of those cracking Portuguese crops, isn't it? Cherries this time of year. And that's a very popular crop, a very Portuguese thing, and blueberries as well. I see big punnets of blueberries that are grown, as Lee says, very, very easily, I suspect. And strawberries later on as well this year. I live near a strawberry plantation. When you drive past it at the height of summer, it's almost intoxicating. The smell of the strawberries is quite beautiful.
Sick of them.
Oh, really?
Well, we've got maybe 20, 25 plants, and they've been producing for weeks, and they're still not stopped, and they're everywhere.
Sick of strawberries. Did you ever think you'd say that?
No.
Okay. Iberian gardening shows then, because I think Louise is already up for it. The gardening trip to gardening club trip to Madeira. We've already got our first booking for that. But yeah, talking about the Chelsea Flower Show last week and Madeiran trips away, a club trip. Are there any gardening shows that you're aware of in Spain, Portugal, or anywhere nearby?
No, I've never thinking back. I've never come across any. I've not seen anything on the TV. It's all cooking. It's all cooking and really bad home decor shows on the TV. That's all I ever seem to come across. Some woman spray painting a car tire. That's like a regular one. She's awful. But no, as in gardening shows like Chelsea or anything like that, there really isn't any. And the garden centres aren't quite the same here either. So the garden centres don't do events like they do in the UK.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we have some amazing gardens in Portugal, and just doing a tour of the Palace Gardens, there's enough of them to keep you going for years without seeing all of them.
Yeah.
So have a look for the tourist hotspots in the Palace Gardens and Park Gardens. There's always lots to talk about. Yeah.
So not so much on the big gesture shows, festivals and fairs. More of a local thing, maybe as part of a festa, a part of a local event. And all year round, obviously the big tourist attractions that have gardens as well. Thank you very much for that, Lee. First question, Iris. Thank you so much for that. Maybe
just give it that. A lot of the palace gardens are really quiet as well. You go to visit the palace, and everyone's inside looking at the furniture. And the gardens are kind of an afterthought. No, they genuinely are, but there's some superb ones just around the area where I live in Cluj, on the river where Sandra's apartment is. There's a beautiful palace there, and the gardens at the back are absolutely stunning. And if I go midweek, I'll get it all to myself. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's so true. The Lisbon Botanical Garden is superb, isn't it? Oh, what's that doing there? Stop it, Jackie. She's like photobombing our show with her big glass of sangria there. Portimao meetup coming soon to a Portimao near you. The nature itself to behold. Look at this. This is the view, Serra de Pampilhosa, which was a walk that Filomena did at the weekend. I mean, that's a fantastic view from up on the hill and down near the sea. Look at these lovely wildflowers, the colours there at Obidos Lagoon yesterday. Absolutely brilliant out and about. So thank you for answering that, Lee. First two questions, we're in and we're off. Anna, what's next?
I've just seen one come in next. I think it might be from Fiona and Simon. I think literally just come in. Any recommendations for some summer blooms or plants?
Oh, okay. So as in bedding plants, is that?
As in bedding plants, I imagine. With it being summer bedding plants. Oh, summer blooms. You're looking at some great shrubs around at the moment. Again, we always cover this. I seem to use it as a repeat question. Because of the climates, and they're all very different in Portugal, look around your neighbours' gardens, be nosy, see what your neighbours are growing well. We're very sandy based on this side of the river, where up in Sintra it's very rocky based. So even that 30-kilometre distance, there's a massive variety in what you can really get away with growing. Yeah. So have a look at your neighbours' gardens and have a look in your very local small garden centres, because they seem to specifically grow or sell what grows well in your area.
Okay.
But I've just done. I did our pots at the front of the house here 5-6 weeks ago. Geraniums, begonias, antirrhinum, stuff like that, and they're still smashing it. And they've barely been watered, they've barely been looked after, and they're overflowing.
Fantastic. So. Actually, I think the question takes us back to Central England. It's from Fiona and Simon. So I'm sure you'll have a comment on that as well. Bedding plants over there in the UK then. Lovely collage in spring of bellflowers and peonies just dying back now. Any recommendations for replacements for them then, Lee, in the UK?
Sorry, I missed that. Can you just repeat it? Sorry.
Yeah, what Simon and Fiona had in the spring was a lovely collage of bellflowers and peonies just dying back now. Any recommendations for some summer blooms plants? Louise, straight in on that. 3 peas in a pod for easy care. Summer plants, geraniums, marigolds, fuchsias, or fuchsias, as some people call them, delphiniums, cosmos. They also grow well in central Portugal. You might want to add to that, Lee.
Yeah, no, they're all brilliant. It's a same answer for England as well. They are the same plants you would grow for summer flowers in England. But if I was in England at the moment and I was looking for something to start, I would go for sweet peas.
Oh, yeah.
Just for the hell of it, because all the bedding plants aside are fantastic, but it's not a proper English garden unless you've got a frame of sweet peas.
Well said, sir. Yeah, and they're growing well here, Lee. We've got them in our garden. They're doing really well.
They're not the same green here. The pale, sickly looking green here. Back home in England, they're just green. They look amazing.
Well, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And because we've got the strong heat here as well, the strong sunlight, you've really got to be careful when you place them in Portugal. They really don't like that bright all-day sunshine.
Okay. The fragrance is fantastic. The jasmine in the front garden we've got at the moment, and in the back garden, the sweet peas. Louisa wasn't feeling too well the other day. Got a little vase, cut, I think, 3 different colors, a pink, a purple, like a deep purple, and a lilac. And the fragrance in the room from the sweet peas, it's such a beautiful aroma. Anna, I think you recognize that as well. You like a sweet pea?
I do, yeah. I was going to say my dad loves them, and my nana and granddad also enjoyed them as well. I think I could say my dad likes it until it gets to the layering stage, because I think he was growing them in a cage, I think, for a while. And I was going to ask, does layering sweet peas help them in any way? I think I remember assisting with how it was done when you sort of untie it from a cane, cross it over, and tie it onto another one opposite. And I remember I could see what my dad was meaning about it. It takes absolutely ages to do. And
what is this activity in the southwest of England? Cat's cradle with sweet pea.
No, we do it in the north as well. It doesn't particularly help the pea, but it helps to fill out the gaps, so you get a better screen with them, and you just create a better. Rather than having them all up the cane, you crisscross them on the cane, so you're filling the gaps. It's bloody good fun, but you're going to be very gentle with them because they're easy to grow.
Okay, all right. The lovely sweet peas there. Big fans, all of us here on the gardening Q&A, the Get Out and Grow team here. And thank you, Paul, Louise and Lottie, and I'm sure to Lee as well there. Paul, doing great with the Louisa's plants there. It's a lovely sharing plants, isn't it? I mean, we weren't in, so we left them some plants on the garden wall. They picked them up, drive-by really, and they're planted in central Portugal now. We'll post a video next week. Thank you very much, Paul. And strawberries with ice cream later. Now, you never know when people say strawberries, whether it's like hundreds or just 2, because 2 counts as well, isn't it? And, if you have only grown 2 strawberries, you still love them, don't you? The flavor, because you've grown it yourself. It just is such a treat and such an accomplishment, I think. If you're not like Lee, who's got several thousand in his garden already. Matty's here as well. Hello, boa tarde a todos. A bit late on the show. I hope I did not miss my question already. Should we go to that question now, Anna, for Matty? Because we've got a problem here.
Yes. This one has a photo with it, if I remember rightly as well. Yep, this one. For Matty, my aloe vera has turned less green since I put it out of the trailer. And is it terrace or is it terrace?
It's terrace there, yeah. Did he describe that as less green? I would describe that as positively grey and sickly. What can he do?
He's not sure what not sure what's the problem. I don't think it's too much sun as it's grown in. I'm trying to work out how to pronounce the name. Is it Curacao? Was it?
Curacao. Did he pick? Has he got a cutting from Curacao? My goodness. I already seen him in Curacao. Maybe that one's a bigger pot than it, Lee. It looks like it's in a tiny pot for a great big aloe vera. Or do they like it that way?
They do. They don't mind small pots. You find out a lot with the aloe vera that once you pull them out of the pot, there's nothing underneath them. There's no great root system to them. There's kind of a big tuber underneath. But that could simply be transplantation shock. Even though he's not transplanted it, he's moved it from one spot to another.
Yeah.
And it could just be affected by the move. They are a bit, they're a bit like cats. They don't like change. No, it's genuine. There's some plants that don't like to be. Once they've got happy somewhere, they don't. When you move it, it happens a lot with house plants. You know, you've got it in a nice corner, it's doing well. You want to move it to another part of the room, same shade, and they just for some reason don't like it. It could. I was going to say you could try some feed with it, but I think you just give it time. Give it time and not too much water. Don't overwater it. Don't panic if you need to water it more, because they really don't like that either. So
the great healer
give it
a bit of time. That's quite amazing before and after.
When it's dead in 2 or 3 weeks, put it in the compost bin and get a new one.
So that's the cat of the plant world. Is the dog of the plant world the geranium? You could do what you want with it and it's happy.
Just you really can't control them. Yeah, you can't kill them. Yeah.
The geranium just comes back going panting at you.
It's a Jack Russell of the dog world, cross plant
Jack
world.
Russell, to the Jack Russell of the plant world, the geranium, always by your side and happy to be there. Fantastic. Back to you then, Anna.
Yes, we have a question from Margarita in Portugal. What's the best time to clean olive trees and lemon trees?
Oh, nice question.
Oh, nice question. Yeah. Olive trees tend to be done later in the year, after the harvest. It really, we've covered this as well in a general kind of way. It really depends on what position you're in. If you've just got there, if you just took the tree on and it's in a bad condition, strip out all the dead, damaged and diseased as soon as possible, and then leave it for this year. Let it flower, let it fruit. After all the fruits are off, sort of after next Christmas, then you can give it a shaping and really go to town on it. But you should really be looking at dead, damaged and diseased immediately. Clear all that out. And if you're not too bothered about the harvest this year, you could give it a shape now, but it will have just finished flowering and started to produce new lemons. So it really does depend on your tree, your area, and what you expect to get out of it this year. Okay. I've just been this morning, been to a customer, and he's got a fantastic plantation at the back of his house. And because they've just moved in, they've had the tree guys in this week stripping everything out, and they've really gone to town on it. And I'm stood there thinking, I might have left them, but they're in a situation where it needed to be done, and they've had to do it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Excellent stuff. Did we cover both there, the olives and the lemons there?
Yes. The olive trees are normally done after the harvest. Right. You'll see everyone else in your area doing it. At the moment, they'll be sending out massive new whip shoots. You can trim them off if you're not worried about getting a harvest. If it's a decorative olive tree, you can trim them all year round. If it's for fruit, wait till after it's fruited and then do it.
Yeah, all right, brilliant. Forgive me, I was just having a little wander onto the internet there. Berry.pt, you can tell that's a Portuguese website. This is the Portuguese blueberry you were asking earlier on. And look at these. This is a lovely website, 5 hectares dedicated to blueberry production. We have the southern high bush varieties, Susie Blue, Star Camellia, and Legacy, mainly to export to Northern Europe. This is it's a cash crop, but also some other varieties in an experimental field to assess and study the behavior in our environment. These guys love blueberries, don't they? Consultancy, all sorts over there. Check it out at berry.pt. Brand focused on production and distribution of blueberries and consultancy service on technologies and agricultural marketing, if you want to go into it in a big way, within the agricultural project of Quinta Vale da Murta. With 50 hectares, Quinta Vale da Murta is located in Figueira da Foz, Portugal, where 5 hectares are currently used for the blueberry commercial plantation. Farm there, right there. If you want to, I imagine if you call them, they'll let you go and have a look. A lovely enterprise by the sound of it. Berry.pt. There you go. A little bit more background on blueberries for you. Yes, so we've got a little bit of feedback from Matty. He's watering it once a week. Go steady, Matty. Is that enough for his aloe vera?
No, it's too much. It's too much. I've got aloe vera at the back up here that never get water, that we never touch, and they are growing massively. You know. Yeah. You're over pampering it. Once a month should be ample, especially if it's in a terracotta pot, because the terracotta pot doesn't dry out so quickly.
Yeah.
It's a succulent plant. It's used to hard desert climate conditions. You can overwater it.
Yeah. Okay, Matty, look, I think we are quite attached to this aloe vera. It might be getting a bit needy. I don't know. The relationship needs a bit of counseling, I think, between you and the aloe vera plant, basically, and you're pampering it there. There's something going on, but hopefully that helps there. Maybe water it less than once a week. And we ate our first 2 cherry tomatoes of the year this lunchtime. That's what, a bit like I was saying about the strawberries. It's those first ones, isn't it? Where you go, oh, I had a first physalis yesterday from the garden. That was a special moment. Really nice when you get the first fruit coming through and you enjoy it. And Suzanne's here as well. Boutard Gardeners. Hello, Suzanne. Lovely to have you here. And Louise is in as well. Look, Boutard love blueberries and used to enjoy growing them. How you doing, Louise? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, once a month it is. We also got rain this week. It was in a trailer for more than 2 months. That was the problem when it being stuck in a trailer. It's probably telling you it wasn't too happy about that journey. A loving glance from time to time, Matty. Back to you, Anna.
We have I think this is a little live stream suggestion with a bit of a question from Fiona, who says, how about some tips on how to protect young plants in extreme temperatures? We've lost about 20% in the last few days. So frustrating. Also, trees. Is there anything that can be done when they're showing heat stress?
The trees, really, no, apart from manuring the base of them occasionally. If it's a well-developed tree that's showing heat stress, it's been here a long time and it's had a lot of hot summers, so it won't be too bothered. It'll bounce back. But protecting young plants is a bit of a necessity here, especially when you're looking at the veg where you're hoping to get a good crop of it. There are a lot of nice covers on the market. You can pick them up from Aldi occasionally in Lidl, and it's just like a wire frame, and you just put some like a thin matting over the top of it, and it just stops that direct sunlight. But it's also part of your planning at the start of the year. Should be planning for the shade at this time of year. I think I've mentioned before that my spuds are behind the shelter of the shed, so they don't get sunlight till well after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you can see the difference between the spuds at either end of the shed that get full daylight, and the spuds in the middle. The ones in the middle that are in the shade always do better. So when you're planting it, I've done the same with courgettes this year. We had the courgettes in open sunlight in the first year, and they just got whacked by the sun. This year, they're right under the frame or next to the frame where it's covered with bougainvillea. So they're kind of in 50% shade all the time. So planting around your garden, and especially got them in pots, you can move them around and keep them in the shade. They really do appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay.
But,
good to know.
Yeah.
All right, Anna. I think you've got an aloe vera story for us, haven't you? I mean, we were being a bit harsh possibly on the aloe vera. Incredible plant in terms of its contribution to humanity and the symbiosis or symbiotic relationship between us and the aloe vera plant. What happened with you, Anna?
Yeah, this is going back a few years. I think I was just doing a bit of cooking. I think I was doing some sort of day session, I think it was, and I did the classic. I did have oven gloves on at the time. They were sort of the actual sort of glove, not like the mitts, but I think the glove slightly came away from my wrist, and I've still got a slight mark from where I caught my wrist on the top of the oven, I think it was, and I was told that aloe vera can really help with if you catch yourself on something hot. And I actually, I think it was at my keyboard teacher's house. I think it was because I think the next thing I knew, a bit of fresh aloe vera was just sort of cut off, and I literally just sort of had it almost like strapped to my arm, I think, and it helps to cool it down. Not the whole plant, I should say, but yes, it was a nice chunk of aloe vera, and it really made quite a difference. There's a little bit of a mark there now, but it really worked well.
It's amazing. If you left it on there long enough, it might have taken root, or like a bit of rootstock. You could have been the rootstock for a new aloe vera plant. But
probably yes.
Maybe that's not such a good thing. More for Marvel Comics. Aloe vera, the superhero. I plant courgettes behind the bean teepees to protect them. That's a great tip there, Louise. Thank you for that as well. And Matty, I often use the aloe vera when I get caught. Yeah, sunburn. That's going to be a thing, isn't it? For a lot of expats, worth having aloe vera in the garden to put on your ears and your neck after a busy day in the garden. Also works with burns like on an oven as well, as Anna just told us there. Brilliant. Thank you, Matty. Thank you, Louise. Anna, have we got any? I think we've got a few more questions, haven't we, from you?
Yeah, we have a question from Catherine. I think we've covered those questions over there. From Catherine, my grass has started to die off in places. Have you an idea of what's causing it?
Yes, lack of water.
Simple as.
Yeah, it really is. I've got a small patch behind the pump house that's gone brown over the last 2 days. The sprinkler was pointing in completely the wrong direction. And it's only took 2 days for it to really just start to die back. It happens that quick here on a nice day. If it doesn't get regular water, it's not going to survive. Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes the wrong kind of water, and I'm talking about dog urine or pets urinating, that can kill grass as well, can't it? But it's
Yes.
either, is it just female dogs rather than male dogs? There's something about the genders, isn't there, as well?
Bitches are far more likely to be the cause of it. Some male dogs at certain ages can do it, but also dogs with kidney problems can be a real problem.
Right.
Yeah. So if you've got a dog that's causing big patches, then you can tell. You can tell if it's sunburn or dog urine. The dog urine will be in a nice circle, no bigger than a small side plate.
Yeah.
But the outside of it will be really vigorous,
right,
and grow quicker. So it kind of works. It works as a weed killer and as a feed. So you get a strong circle of well-growing grass with a dead patch inside. Yeah. If it had been the same question in a few weeks, I would start looking at funguses and disease that come on in the height of summer. But we're fairly good for it this time of year. Everything should be lush and green. So excellent. Either dog pee or lack of water.
Yeah, and hence the expression among gardeners: "Don't eat the yellow grass." And also, Matty, I have witnessed grass dying of dog pee, but then these spots came back much darker green than the surroundings, just as you said there, Lee. So, Matty, living proof there. Fantastic. Instagram, Louise, do you? Louise is asking Louise about that. I'd love to see your garden and growing. It's a great idea. Fantastic. Anna, any more from you?
Yes, we have a question from Paul Williams. This is actually literally sort of coming up to the live stream, actually. Really tagging on to Iris's post on blueberries. And are they best grown in full sun, or will it be better to provide shade? And he's near Macau in Santarem, and he said he's near the Tido River, and he said most years.
Oh, you muted yourself in the Tasia River. You're a bit keen on the muting.
Most years frost-free, sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. The interesting thing about where Paul lives, Lee, is he's only a few kilometers away from the absolute plum centre of Portugal in the Santarém district. If you ever wonder what truly central Portugal was, drawing the lines, it's not far from where Paul Williams is, not far from Macau there. Obviously, the Portuguese Macau, not the other one. Sorry, Lee, go on.
They don't mind being in full sunshine. If you see them when they harvest them, the farmers that do it, they just have them in strips right the way down the middle of the fields. But then, if you want to grow a tall bush that you want to keep, you want to kind of semi-leave and let it go, then you want to choose a shady spot for it because they want protection from the wind, which is what I'm intending to do with ours on the top. I've got them. I'm going to grow them like a bit of a bracket, a bit of a barrier, so they've got wind protection, but sun protection they should have no problem at all. I actually think I think the more sun the better, because I think it helps the what's the word? The taste of the fruit. I can't think of the word.
The sugar creation.
Yeah. The sugar levels. If you're in indirect Like they really do pump up the sugar levels a little bit. So yeah, you'll have no problem.
Presumably in winemaking, there's a technical term for that. How the direct sun affects the sugar level.
It'll come to me as soon as we stop airing. As soon as we go off air, it'll come to me. And yeah,
brilliant.
There you go.
Fiona, I've sent you the link on Messenger if you want to jump on towards the end of the show. It'd be nice to catch up with you. And I think we've got a beneficial nematode question, which I think Jason jumped on earlier on. But before we do that, we'll come back to beneficial nematodes. I've got a lovely couple of pictures to show you, and we'll go to that Madeiran video because it's such a treat. From this garden here, that picture ended up much more beautiful than I at first imagined. I just wanted to capture the peas that came from the garden, shelled them there. But in the top of the picture, Lee, you will see what I thought were, I'm saying to Mrs. M, she said, will you juice these beetroots for me? Yeah, okay, but they're actually radishes, I thought. And then I cut into them, and I said, no, they're definitely radishes. Look, but no, they are tiger stripe beetroots. And they were. Yeah, you can see, can't you, from the tops, I suppose, that it's beetroot. Yeah, but they were lovely to look at and lovely to juice as well. Bit of apple, bit of pear, bit of pineapple. We had some carrot. We had our only carrot from the garden in there as well, straight in, as well as a couple of those, and they were delicious. So let's have a look at that lovely video now. Thank you so much for thinking of us with this. This is beautiful. Madeira, 90 seconds of Madeira, 2022 from a recent visit there from Paul, Louise and Lottie. So beautiful. Thank you. You say you're not a techie. That's perfect as far as I'm concerned. You let the plants and the pictures do the talking there. Really beautiful. Thank you so much. And Louise asking you, have you been? I think probably to Madeira. The botanic gardens have a large succulents area. Have you been over there, Lee?
No, I've not. Sandra keeps talking about it, but we've never got round to it.
We've got to do it. Visions were coming to me of that Carry On film where they go to the Costa Brava, I think, which is hilarious. You'd be the Sid James, I think, wouldn't you? Of possibly of the going to Madeira, Carry On gardening, the trip over there sounds great. And Louise letting us know as well that the geodesic centre of Portugal is outside Vila de Rei, not far from Macau. Thank you for that. Oh, I think Fiona's here. Now I can comment. Usual tech problems. Where's our John tonight? It's his birthday. If you want to wish him a happy birthday in the group, that'd be awesome. If everyone could do that, I'll pop a message on there a little bit later on. But I think John's out having a great day in Devon this afternoon. That's where he is. I think that's you, Fiona. Right? Any more, Anna?
I was just checking the question from Katie on the asking about if there's been discussion on the beneficial nematodes. Yes. Not been having any luck looking online in brackets EU for where to get a mixture in a dried form for watering on garden crops. Many thanks.
You really don't need to. You don't need to buy nematodes in. You really don't. If you get any kind of manure or compost, even just adding little handfuls of it, The nematodes are in it. They're microorganisms, and they go wild. You can buy specific nematodes for specific soil types, but it's really not necessary. If you bring a bit of composting, if you bring a bit of manure in, they're going to be in that, and they will just run wild. I won't be surprised if the ground's not already full of them, because I've very rarely come back ground for nematodes.
There you go, Katie. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, we're going into our last 10 minutes or thereabouts. Please get your questions in. Testing the Facebook comments, a primaire for me. Okay, that's good. Yes, it's me. Happy birthday, John, from Fiona. And Pips, hello. Beautiful video. Lovely to have you here in Botswana. I'm sure the Madeira Tourist Board would appreciate that. Absolutely right, Pippa.
I'm going to get a world map, and I'm going to pin where all the listeners live, and see how many countries. Yeah, we do a few bloody countries that people tune in. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Mexico, Botswana, California, the United States, of course. We've had Ireland, Scotland. Yeah, people all over the world. Absolutely right. Let's see if we can get people on every continent on that map. Wondering if it does show my name correctly for Carl Munson. It does. Matty, it's simply known to us as Matty. Matthias Lanushny, formerly known as. It sounds like a German.
I've fallen out with Matty. Don't talk about him anymore. Let's ban him from the show.
Is it best just not to talk about it? Okay. He's probably already said electric vehicle.
He's having a birthday barbecue.
Yeah.
And apparently I live too far away to be invited.
Oh, that's awkward.
He's in my naughty books.
That is awkward. Okay. He dares to show his face here. Can't believe it. All right. Well, and at the barbecue, keep the aloe vera close by in case of any fat spits or whatever, and burning of the skin and the sunburn, of course, with the alpha males gathering around the barbecue. Anna, I think, is that everything for this evening?
It looks like it so far. I was just thinking whether to send across some pictures of partly for Mum's birthday when we went to I think it was Somerset and went to Rosemore, but I did a little bit of a mixture of videos as well. I literally ended up taking over 100 photos, so whether they'll all send in one go before 7 o'clock, I've not got a clue. But yeah, I've got some...
send us the best one with your mum in it in the lovely Rosemore garden, and we'll stick that on the screen and honour her birthday. As we're honouring John's birthday today. That'd be fantastic. Pop that through to me on WhatsApp. Yeah, Pippa. Another Pippa. Obrigado, Pips. For the other Pippa in Botswana, many of the pavements are lined with hibiscus, bougainvillea, etc. It's a beautiful, if a tad humid island. Well, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Needed more than our 4 nights to see all the island there. He's not giving up. No barbecue, but Owen will do the cooking there. He's not talking to you anyway.
Yeah.
So go on, Lee.
Madeira, there's some amazing hikes and footpaths that go into up onto the mountain. Yeah. And some of the images I saw where it's all hydrangeas, and like she said, the bougainvillea. It is somewhere I'm really keen to visit. We've just not got round to it.
Yeah.
And it won't be for the next couple of years now because we're stuck at bloody home.
Bit grumpy tonight, in case you hadn't noticed. Okay.
Well, I'm fully booked. I worked all last week, and I've got all this week is all booked up, and I had Sunday off, and I spent it decorating the nursery. So it's been a while.
Okay, so there are 2 meanings for nursery, aren't there? One that one that you're very familiar with, and one that you're getting familiar with again by the sound of it. Is there an announcement there, Lee?
I thought I'd already mentioned it, to be honest. Yes, Sandra's pregnant. Yeah.
A seedling coming our way. Congratulations, mate. What lovely news. What lovely news.
A little bun in the oven. Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Due August the 3rd, apparently. So
superb. That's a Leo baby, I think. Now I have to check with Mrs. M on that. Excellent stuff. Okay, and because we know you like to get out and cycle and walk and take photographs, but you've been a busy boy with the nursery there. Talking about being busy, what might people be busy with in this coming week, this time of year, Lee?
Well, we did talk about it earlier. Bedding plants, it's a brilliant time to be getting them in. All the shops have got them at the moment. All the garden centres here, and I know England will be the same. Little bit of advice on when you're buying your bedding plants. Don't be tricked into buying plants that are already in full flower. Look for stuff that's not yet flowered. So you'll see a tray of geraniums or begonias. Don't go for the prettiest looking one in the tray. Go for the one that's not yet started to flower and have the enjoyment of seeing it come through.
Okay. Yes.
For me,
you could be
for
tempted.
the one that, you're tempted to get the prettiest one because it'll look great when you put it in the pot at home. But then it's past in weeks. It's gone in a few weeks. But if you get one that's not yet flowered, then you get the opportunity to see it coming through. And then you can buy the smaller ones, the really small ones, and you can pack your basket or your pot for less money, and then you'll get a full bloom rather than buying 4 big ones that pass over in a couple of weeks. Just a pro tip. The other stuff is prepping your lawn now. It's time for weeds and feeds in England, or feeds. Weeds are a little bit later on. Nutrient feeds in Portugal for your lawns. That's quite important at the moment. Get these the last days now where it's forecasting cloudy and damp weather. It's perfect time to put nutrients into your lawn without burning the rootstock of your grass. What else is there?
I'm noticing, Lee, you were talking about bedding plants. I'm noticing a lot of municipal gardeners are out now attending to the roundabouts, the verges. All of that is going on around about now, isn't it?
Well, the great thing is about the municipal roundabouts and the parks and gardens, they wait till the weeds are starting to die off. So you get like this early spring bloom of weeds. And just as they're starting to burn off with the heat, they'll come in, they'll strip all those weeds out, they'll put the bedding plants in, and then they'll turn the water on. So then they're feeding the plants they want and not feeding the plants they don't want.
Yeah.
So it's good common sense for what they're doing. And
okay.
They're becoming more and more popular. The decorative roundabouts in Portugal.
Yes. Yeah.
The last 6-7 years, they're getting better and better. I'm really enjoying looking at them.
Cool. Anna, I've not received anything yet. Maybe send that one again to me on WhatsApp, or I need to refresh at this end. But we got to make sure we get a picture of Pippa up. We were celebrating her birthday recently. Not Pippa in Africa, Pippa in Europe here. Last few comments then as we head towards 7 o'clock. That's clever with the flowering baskets. Good evening, Jenny. Thanks all from Paul. Parabéns to you all from Pippa, who was having a little bit of a giggle earlier on, I think. What's that? Looks like you did find some spare time, Lee. That was earlier on, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And parabéns from Louise to Lee and Sandra. This is lovely. Sounds fabulous. That's I think that's some Madeira talk there. The hikes in Madeira are stair climbers to the extreme, but just gorgeous. Isn't that fantastic? Superb stuff. Geraniums are the dogs of the plant world. Love it. Yes, we need to get some t-shirts made up with that on, maybe the Jack Russell. Okay, so let me just download these. Where were these lovely pictures taken, Anna?
These, I think, I want to say Somerset area. These were from Rosemore. Sort of second county to Devon, and yes, went there on Friday last week. Busy one for me last week. Did a radio show and dedicated that to Mum, and then a little trip out to Rosemore and had a picnic lunch, and I literally took so many photos. I actually ended up taking about 100 or so photos in one day. So it was a good place. Lots of gardens.
We've got a few of them here. Rosemore. Would that be a Royal Horticultural Society garden? I suspect it will be. Lee, I think you're going to like this.
I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. This aloe vera keeps popping in. That's central Portugal. That's not Rosemore. But look at these lovely pictures here. Such a British garden. Anyone who likes their is it Inigo Jones, the famous gardener, or what are those two famous gardeners called? Jones, and who's the other one? I can't remember now. Lee might know that. But look at these. This is so quintessentially British gardening, isn't it? Look at these lovely pictures. So Lovely pictures. Thank you very much, Anna. Belated birthday wishes to Mum Pippa there. That aloe vera just won't go away. It's growing up everywhere. That's fantastic. So send our love to Pippa after the show, if you will. Anna, great job tonight. Thank you, everybody. I think might be a last couple of comments here. Oh, look at this. Is this a dad joke? Which rock song do gardeners listen to while plucking herbs? Sweet Chive of Mine. Oh, my word. That hurts a little bit, doesn't it? And Atakin Zainab, thank you very much, Louise. Brown, what was that? The color of the aloe vera, I think there. Marvelous, great job tonight. Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Anna. And we'll see you not next week, but the week after for another Get Out and Grow gardening Q&A. Great job, everybody. Thanks for being here this evening. Ciao, ciao.